Hi, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and get started with our lesson today. So, we are celebrating Black History Month. So we are going to start off here. Before I get started, make sure that you are sitting in your assigned spot, that your mouth is on level 0, and that you are sitting up straight and tall in your chair, and that you are looking at the screen. Okay, I will be checking the report when I get back. Make sure that you are being ramtastic and showing the best of yourself. Okay, I know you can do it. All right, so let us get started. And y'all know I have 2 screens, so I'm looking at my second screen. All right. So we are going to get started by just learning all about Black History Month. All right, here we go.
The rebirth, yeah, we born again. That's what the Harlem Renaissance is. African Americans found the spotlight, and we used it to highlight culture, art, joy, pain, music, dance, everything. Harlem was the place, go New York, that it started taking shape. Renaissance. When slavery ended, blacks in the South started heading north like peace, we out. This is what you call the Great Migration, from fields to big cities in hopes of escaping racial terrorism and seeking opportunities. Harlem, New York was a welcoming community full of free thinkers and liberal minds. They spent money on art and had a good time. From this, new ideas began to arise about blackness in America, with thinkers like W.E.B. Du Bois and his theory of double consciousness, which said black people feel that their identity splits between being African and being American. And Marcus Garvey encouraged pride in that African heritage and tried to unite black Americans with the idea of going back to Africa, aka the homeland. These movements were at the start of what we call the Harlem Renaissance.
All right, so it says, how do you think these ideas influenced artists and writers during the Harlem Renaissance? And so I'm sure you have not already. You'll be learning more about that in art. But that was a beautiful time for the arts, and we had wonderful music, wonderful literature, and physical art. Let's keep going.
The rebirth, yeah, we born again. That's what the Harlem Renaissance is. African Americans found the spotlight, and we used it to highlight culture, art, joy, pain, music, dance, everything. Harlem was the place that it started taking shape. A renaissance is a rebirth of sorts, and blacks redefine their worth through art.
All right, it says, in what ways was the Harlem Renaissance a type of rebirth? A says, many African Americans redefined their identities through art. B, many African Americans that had migrated required new identity documents. Or C, many African Americans recreated classic literature, art, and music. So what do you think that it was? Oh, went too far. All right, so we'll move on. So that's a little bit about the Harlem Renaissance, and like they were saying, the word Renaissance is like saying a rebirth, And as you know, the arts is a great tool to express yourself. All right, so let's learn a little bit more about some African American artists here. We'll check out. Let's start with Queen Latifah. So Queen Latifah, she is not only is she a rapper, but she also is an actress as well. It says Queen Latifah is one of the most influential hip hop artists of all time, and she is a trailblazing rapper. She's an entrepreneur, and she has won multiple awards. Let's see. Oh, let's also talk about Marian Anderson. So Marian Anderson, she was a vocalist, and she was the first African American to sing at the Metropolitan Opera House in 1955? Let me click on her so we can learn some more. It says she played an important part in the civil rights struggle and sang in an infamous concert at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1939. And so fifth graders, we went on our field trip to the opera. So again, Marian Anderson, she is an important figure in the opera world. I think I will do a few more here. Let's see, we did Queen Latifah, we did Marian Anderson. Let me come over here. Let's talk a little bit about Ella Jarman Pinto. So it says Ella Jarman Pinto is a Black woman composer of mixed heritage who has received repeat commissions. Commissions is when people pay you to compose a piece of music. It can be when people pay you to draw a mural on the side of a building or a person. If you are a choreographer, that's the person who designs dances. A person will ask you and pay you to design a dance. So she has received repeat commissions from the BBC Radio. That's a group that's in Europe. And also, she was described as one of the UK's, that's the United Kingdom, England, one of the UK's most exciting music makers by Classic FM. Okay, and so it says that she, as a composer, she introduces her identity into her music, and she gives powerful advice to music makers of all ages. All right, so let us keep going here. So that's a few of the many African-American musicians. That's a little bit of Would You Rather. So some of the rhythms that we're going to have here, boys and girls, is we have our half note here. Remember the half note, it gets 2 counts. When we say 2. Then we have our quarter notes. We have our quarter rest. We have our 8th notes, and we have our 16th notes. Remember the 16th notes is when you have 4 counts, and you divide it into 1 beat, and you say tiki tiki. When you say tiki tiki. All right, let's try this. Would you rather, and learn more about African American musicians and artists. Would you rather have a nickname or go given name? For these, you will clap or play your choice. So I'll do the first one for you. So for have a nickname, you would say tu tiki tiki ta. If your choice is go by your given name, that means what your actual name is. Then you would say tiki tiki ta ta. All right. The part tells you where you are. The Duke Ellington was born in 1899. His real name was Eric Ellington. His childhood friends called him Duke as a nickname because he had good manners and nice clothes like a Duke. That was his nickname. Here it says, would you rather have extra art time or have extra PE time? The one in the white, or gray rather, is ta, tiki tiki ta, and the green is tiki tiki ti ti ta. You would clap your choice. Ready, go. Ellington was both a talented painter and baseball player. He was good enough to be a professional artist or athlete, but he chose to be a musician. His instrument was the piano. Remember how I've always told you all that you can have multiple talents? Yeah. If I can be with arts, he can be. All right, this one I want you all to figure out on your own. Would you rather work at a baseball stadium or would you rather work at a popular restaurant? That's your choice. worked at the baseball stadium selling peanuts. When he was 15, he also worked at a popular cafe. At the cafe, he wrote his very first book called Soda Fountain Rag. And ragtime is a style of. All right, would you rather live in the same place your whole life? That's in the green here. Or would you rather move to different places in your life? In the gray. One, two, tap your choice. Duke was born in Washington, D.C. and spent all of his childhood there. When he was 24, he moved to Harlem in New York City to play in the jazz clubs. He traveled all over the world. He made New York his home. And jazz is also a style and genre of music. All right, would you rather perform as a solo musician, that means by yourself, or perform as a musician in a group with others? Have your choice. Duke was the leader of his own band. He knew how each musician played, and he knew what music to write to make them sound good. He was a great band leader, composer, and musician. So band leader is kind of like the way you're thinking of the conductor, the person that leads and directs the musical group. All right, would you rather be in a movie star, or be on the radio, like a radio DJ? Have your choice. In the 1920s and 30s, Duke's band played every week at the famous concert club in New York City. These concerts were played on the radio for everyone to hear. He became the most popular musician in the U.S. and was even asked to write music for a movie. That's called being a film composer. All right, would you rather have a song written about you, or would you rather have a school named after you? Interesting. Have your choice. All right, Duke is so important to American music. Has had a number of schools and buildings in Africa. Stevie Wonder wrote a song about him and called his third Duke. In 2009, Duke was celebrated on American Book. That means his face that you see on the bottom was actually on the cover. It's amazing. All right. And so that was all about Duke Ellington. All right, let's see what this is right here. All right, we will read a little bit of this book here, because there's some more things that we have to get to. Actually, nope, let's get this first. We'll come back to it real fast. All righty, so, because I want us to go to what? Africa. So we're going to check out an image of Tanzania, and then an image of Egypt. All right, so this first one is in Tanzania. That's a country in Africa. I'm trying to make it go smooth here. So beautiful. All right, when I go around, I will see if I can zoom in for us here. All right, now I'm gonna turn around and see if I can zoom in on the homes here. Let's see. Oh, I can, yay! And I kind of zoom in some more, yay! All right, so that's a little bit of Tanzania there. Now let's go to Egypt. Egypt is another country in the continent of Africa. I'm sure you all may recognize what these are. Here is the Sphinx and some pyramids in the background. I have a question for you to think about. If you go visit like a national, they call like a nationally historic place, do you think that you should disturb the rocks or take things back with you? How should you treat it? If you're thinking to treat it nicely, yeah, because you want it to be um, kept nicely so that people for all generations can come and visit it. All right, now let's zoom in a little bit. Ooh, we see people here visiting. If I go back, they're taking pictures of it. There's like a gate there because again, they don't want people to destroy it and stuff. All right, let's keep looking. All right, so that was the country of Tanzania and the country of Egypt on the continent of Africa. All right, I'll do this one here. It says African American dance through the years. So we'll see a little bit of this here.
This is the bop. The bop is a type of social dance.
Third and fourth grade
dance is a language, and social dance is an expression that emerges from a community. A social dance isn't choreographed by any one person. It can't be traced to any one moment. Each dance has steps that everyone can agree on, but it's about the individual and their creative identity. Because of that, social dances bubble up, they change, and they spread like wildfire. They are as old as our remembered history. In African American social dances, we see over 200 years of how African and African American traditions influenced our history. The present always contains the past, and the past shapes who we are and who we will be. The Juba dance was born from enslaved Africans' experience on the plantation. Brought to the Americas stripped of a common spoken language, this dance was a way for enslaved Africans to remember where they're from. It may have looked something like this. Slapping thighs, shuffling feet, and patting hands. This was how they got around the slave owner's ban on drumming. Improvising complex rhythms, just like ancestors did with drums in Haiti or in the Yoruba communities of West Africa. It was about keeping cultural traditions alive and retaining a sense of inner freedom under captivity. It was the same subversive spirit that created this dance.
All right, so we'll pause there on that one. That's a little bit about a few of the dances that are part of the Black American culture throughout the years. All right, so let's see if we can fit in one more activity here. And again, thank you so much. I know that you are sitting nicely in your chairs and being on your very best behavior. So thank you ever so much. All right, he says, what does Brown Boy Joy not pretend to do? It says, feed dinosaurs, fly in space, or swim in the ocean. So what did it not pretend to do? All right, so we're going to cut it off there. But that book was just all about, again, loving who you are on the inside, knowing that it doesn't have anything to do with how you look like on the outside, because that is beautiful and wonderful too. Okay? All right, so now what we're going to do is you're going to get a piece of paper, and the title of it is called Black History Month Musicians. Let me see if I can change my video so that you can actually see it. There we go. So it says Black History Month Musicians. You're gonna get a paper. It may already be on the tails, but if not, you'll get one. It's all about Duke Ellington. We talked about him in one of our videos today. And so you're going to write where it says birth date, birthplace, genre. That's the style of music that he did. Famous music. So what were some of his songs that he composed? And at the bottom, I want you to think hard about this one. It says, this person is important because, and write why he is important. And then, of course, down here, put your name. And up top, you'll put his name, okay? So like I said, you'll get a sheet that has some information about him, although we already talked about him. And I want you to fill this in. In the middle, this is where you will draw a picture of him, right? Make sure that you are doing your best. I will be checking things when I get back. All right, y'all, take care. Have an awesome, fantastic day.